we've been discussing those disturbing images of U.S. Border Patrol agents on horseback inhumanely corralling Haitians at the Texas border. And you've been tasked with immigration. How do you explain this?
Well, first of all, I've been very clear about the images that you and I both saw of those law enforcement officials on horses. I was outraged by it. It was horrible and deeply troubling. There's been now an investigation that is being conducted, which I fully support, and there needs to be consequence and accountability. Human beings should not be treated that way, and as we all know, it also evoked images of some of the worst moments of our history where that kind of behavior has been used against the indigenous people of our country, has been used against African Americans during times of slavery. And so I'm glad to know that Ali Mayorkas, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, is taking it very seriously.
So, okay, go ahead,
now,
Sarah.
Will the Biden administration halt all deportations of Haitians at the Texas border and allow Haitians to apply for asylum?
So, first of all, let me say this. When we look at what has happened to that country, just in the last 10 years, not even going back further, and there's been a series of events that have been catastrophic, but even just in the last 10 years. In 2010, the earthquake there killed hundreds of thousands of people. And many of the Haitian immigrants that we are seeing in the diaspora around the world, including those who have come to our border, fled during that crisis. On top of that, we've seen hurricane after hurricane flooding. And so I feel very strongly, the President feels very strongly, we've got to do more. There's no question. The United States is a member of the Western Hemisphere. Haiti is our neighbor in that regard. And so we have to do more in terms of supporting the Haitians who are returning to the island, returning to Haiti. We've got to do more without any question to support Haiti in terms of its need to get back up and to recover. And I've failed to mention that in terms of the natural disasters, there's been absolute heartache and loss. And they just had a president who was assassinated. So you're also talking about a government that is in the process of disarray, many would say, but certainly in the process of rebuilding. The United States has to help, and we have to do more, and our administration feels strongly about that. But that is why, also, starting with our administration, we gave TPS, temporary protected status, to Haitian migrants, 55,000. And then more recently, we extended temporary protected status to over 100,000 Haitian migrants for that very reason, that they need support, they need protection, including reunification with those who have family members in the United States who are American citizens, and doing that through the legal process that was intended to benefit people who are fleeing harm and reunify them with their families.